the lovely angelic words of our good friend T-New, the Cajun craftastrophe, Bon Montagne.
Bro, you seen his new video?
I have. It's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah, dude's crazy cool.
That whole collective of creators really deserves so many more eyeballs, man.
Yeah.
They're so good. The Crafter Doom.
It's amazing. And where his ideas are just so cool, man. His mind is crazy, right?
I feel like there's always two sides to that too. So like, this guy is tormented by these ideas on a daily basis.
Exactly.
Someone that creative has some serious issues they have to deal with every day.
Yeah. And across the board, no matter what kind of art form it is, that's the demons that you deal with. And
I would never compare two creatives the same. You can't. It's just not how it works.
It just all comes with its own. It's all demons, I guess.
Right. It's the blessing and the curse type thing.
Right.
We definitely talked about it before, but that's something that is so inspirational to see. This, like, man, they just went all in on this and had no reserve. It was so good, and I can't wait to see what happens more with it, because they're gonna have to develop it more.
Oh, he's not turning back. He knows his path, and he's determined, and that's what's awesome. It was so great to actually meet him in person.
Oh, right.
But
it's weird he didn't have marionette strings.
Yeah,
I was expecting someone to be,
Yeah, because you would have tried to like play some type of tune on him, like a stand-up marionette bass.
He's just a claymation puppet.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But it was cool to see him as like a claymation puppet in the studio. Mm-hmm. But I said Bon Montagne because it is morning time, which is way different than last season and the season before. We always got together late at night, did our thing.
We're so fresh.
Yeah.
It's the day is new. The brain is now unclogged.
And it's 4:20, man.
It really do
be. It's 4:20 today.
It really do be.
So we got to the Cutoff Net Shop where our studio is, and so awesome to be down here. It's a beautiful 4:20 morning.
Couldn't ask for better, man.
Troy was telling us that earlier today. He said, "Come see," and we went out into this field by his house. And he said 250 yards in the tree right there. And in that tree is a huge, like 6-foot round eagle's nest. And an eagle has fallen out of the nest, a baby eagle, and is in his backyard. And the vultures and stuff are waiting for it to perish. So we might have to go on eagle mission later and save one of our beautiful resources of the area,
It's our duty.
I feel it is.
Yeah. As Americans, as God-given, creative, organic beings.
Beans, yeah. Red beans, white beans, lesbians.
We have to save that little birdie eagle.
That's right. I feel like we have to do something as coon asses, for sure.
And if we save him...
I mean, some Yankees would probably run.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is, we're gonna devise a plan to where we go together, and that way you can have a broom and wave it around while I try and throw a sheet over the baby eagle. That way, if the mom comes, you can kind of shoot it away with the broom.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome.
I'll draw up the plans.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some crayons.
Yeah, we'll get on that. But also, I just got a net made from Troy Terrebonne at the Cutoff Net Shop down here, and awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So awesome.
Hand spun, beautifully made. Like,
I'm not even going to lie. I went to
Wazoo.
a local hardware place that sells them. Yeah. I almost bought one. And then Troy's like, man, let me make you one. I was like, all right. And I'm glad I went this route, because that's one thing when I was a kid and we would go shrimping. My dad had a net that was a lifetime net. I mean, yes, over time it ripped, you snag things on the bottom, whatever. But overall, you could repair it. It was a lifetime net. And that's the same thing that I just got with Troy. So if you're looking for any type of net, and I mean any type of net when it comes to catching, if you want to catch shrimp to eat, if you're a commercial fisherman, if you are looking for to catch your own bait, if you want a 16-foot little net to catch your own bait with a little set of boards, bait shrimp $5.99 a pound. I don't think so. Go catch your own bait. That's what I do. And check out Troy. His number is 985-637-8046. Troy Terrebonne Cutoff Net Shop. That's the man right there. And he's still doing it by hand. There's no machines involved and none of these wish nets that we're getting, brought in from overseas. That's what they feel like. I mean, you go touch some of these nets in some of these shops, they're so thin and just, not a whole lot to them. And this guy, he knows what he's doing. So...
you know how you like a high thread count on your sheets?
That's it. And he's got a lifetime of experience. He's been doing this longer than I've been alive. So pretty amazing to see. Yeah, check him out. So can't wait to go shrimping, dude.
Yeah, man, put that bitch to use.
Yeah, me and Tyler's gonna be out there. We're gonna go catch some shrimp. We're gonna have some shrimp boils, some shrimp fries, and pretty much roti shrimp and everything else. We're gonna go Forrest Gump on the shrimp for sure.
I mean, it wouldn't be outrageous to say that if we decide to stream a streamer and
streaming shrimp strippers on the next Jerry's Spring.
Streaming shrimpy Jerry's coming live on DSR.
So what you got over there?
I got something on the mystical variety.
What's that?
So
should I guess? Do I get 3 guesses?
No, I feel like that.
Do I get 1 guess?
You'll be able to smell it, but yeah, sure, give it a shot. Go ahead.
Is it one of those mystical rocks that Simone was giving out the other day?
It's something like that.
Okay.
Except completely different. So this mysticism was bestowed upon me. An eighth of a bicentennial ago. And from... I knew there was something special about this giving that I was receiving. And...
Was this at a truck stop? What was his name?
So this receiving I was bestowed upon giving myself in this eighth of a bicentennial. There was a bit of reluctance that was going on in my life back then that I wasn't fully grasping. And there was this part of me that I knew that just wasn't complete. And it was like a hole that I needed to fill in my life and soul and body. That I feel like it was pulsing with desire. And I didn't understand what it needed, so I just tried to keep filling this hole.
I cannot wait to get to the end of this road.
I just kept trying to fill this hole up, and nothing could quite, do it. And
did you try one of those dragon tentacle things from Wish?
Well, I'm not going to answer that. I can't disclose that type of information.
Well, you did sign the contract.
I did on our first episode. So, yeah, what happened was it was just this vacant void of misunderstanding. And I knew something needed to complete this puzzle that I was putting together. And I wasn't quite sure how to get there, what it was, or even where I was going, even during this sentence. So, from what I knew is there was a world beyond what we live, beyond the senses of what a human could ascertain, beyond the scope of reason. In this world, we decide to make ourselves one with the universe. Don't misunderstand where she comes from. She is you. You look too far beyond the insides. Look on the outsides for the answer.
So today is actual 420. I do want to give some shout outs.
They really do be.
To some peeps. Rest in peace, Alex Smith. He's no longer with us. It's been 2 years since he died at the Grand Canyon.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to my cousin Jeej, always in my heart in 420. Up there in the Texas area. Hoping you have a good high day today. And I also want to give a shout out to George Takei, because why not? You know, I mean, he's our token Asian, so it works. But it's a good day to be in the studio. It's a beautiful day in South Louisiana. In a couple days, it's probably going to be 95 to 105 degrees. So we enjoy the few little nice days we have, which is pretty awesome.
What was really cool this morning was I woke up, and it was super early because we're at it early in the AM today. And it felt like a holiday. You know that feeling?
Yeah.
That like we just had Easter and it was just another day.
Right.
Right? Or that feeling whenever it's Christmas and it just is a burden at that point. It's not even a holiday to celebrate. This morning I woke up 4:20 and it felt like I was a child before like Halloween. Like I was excited for the day.
But I feel like a lot of things are like that. Like I was talking to my homie and I'm like, what are you doing today, bro? Like you're going, he's a little younger, but he's like, you're going to your mom's and all. Like normally down here you go to your mom and them and they barbecue or whatever, right? Yeah. Y'all did it. Y'all came over
That's
here.
That's exactly what we did.
You know,
here.
Shoot some guns and shit.
Which was awesome. Yeah.
And he's like, nah, bro, we don't do holidays anymore. I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, I said, are y'all atheists or something? Because most people are like fucking.
Yeah, they go the whole way.
Yeah, they're Catholic around here, you know, or one of the Baptist or Bible Belt religions. So at least that's in their background. So even people that don't go to church every day, they still practice those holidays.
True.
But he's like, we don't do Christmas anymore. We don't do Easter. I was like, really?
Take it serious.
He's like, we don't do it. He's like, there's no reason for it. Because I think people are starting to realize. I saw online they had all these antics Easter Sunday morning where this curtain fell and then like Jesus popped out of the stage like a Jack in the Box and he was holding an American flag and he had a cape and he had like the little drawers thing on that they wrapped him in.
Who did that?
One of these big churches did that, and I was
That's
like, man,
awesome.
Superhero Jesus, and he kicks your ass with the American flag.
And his
that's
abs.
That's his web. Dude, he was like sexy Abercrombie Jesus.
Wow, that kind of like
Yeah,
starving
dude.
gaunt look, but
Yeah.
like ripped in the
But
body.
like, I haven't eaten in 4 days, but it's so worth it. Because look at my abs, have abs. Yeah, that kind of Jesus.
So people are realizing this is all a buy-in.
Yeah. So it's a race to see who has the biggest production of Jesus since Mel Gibson. So.
Did that come out on Easter?
I don't think it came out on Easter, but it came out around Easter season because they wanted. I would have to assume that around that time, churches were making a lot of money just on guilt, right? Because if you watch Passion of the Christ, it's a guilt trip movie.
More than what they normally do.
Right.
Which is a lot.
Right.
Now, Easter, again, well, it was nice. It was cool. I was excited to see my family, but you don't feel like it's a holiday anymore because we're adults, I feel like.
Right.
When you're a kid, it's like excitement for how today is going to go because it's special.
I'll work on any holiday, on any recognized holiday, but today is a paid vacation day for me, and it is every year. And I always put that it's a religious holiday.
And if you're
because
wondering,
I plan on getting high enough to have a religious experience every time. And I
know you're 100% serious about that.
And I'm already there, bro.
It's awesome.
I'm already there.
You've been there.
Yeah.
All day.
And then last 420 was no different. The one before that, I can't remember the last time I had a bad one. And I'm not going to start today. So,
you're not saying that that's the fix to all those problems.
It's not.
It's the fix to the few that it applies
I'm just saying
to.
if that's your belief, which, you know, the whole concept and the spiritual side of herb is, I believe in that. So it's not something that I feel like I would give up for anyone but myself. If I came to the crossroad one day and be like, you know what, I just don't want to smoke anymore, I just won't. But
I had to do it.
Yeah,
I literally did it on.
And I have. I've quit before for periods of time, but it wasn't pretty. So.
And there's like when you mature enough to see that I'm starting to have a problem with this.
Yeah,
you could easily calibrate. You
right.
know, like, dude, if you go through too much, or if you're not getting enough, you know how to calibrate. So that is just part of you, and I feel like that needs to be recognized by many, many more people.
Right.
You know,
I go through some of them brown weed stints sometimes, or I go get some Mexican brown weed for $50 for an ounce.
And that's what you need at the moment.
I smoke that crap for like 2 weeks, and then I'm like, and I feel like crap, and then I go hit a little bit of that good stuff, and I'm like, oh man,
spiritual plane.
I'm back. I'm back.
And that's kind of like where I ventured off, you know, like I had to stop smoking because of the medication that I was on. And more recently, I've decided to get a little bit more back into it because I miss what it used to do for me.
Right.
And I could never get that from anything else. And I did try to replace it with other things. And it helped, but it didn't do exactly the same. So now that I'm at the point where I've weaned myself down, and we haven't talked about this in a while, I've weaned myself off of so much medication that I was pumped up with for over a decade, and look what I'm doing now.
Well,
it's insane to me.
Marijuana is going to make anybody more creative on any level that has the right levels for it. You know what I'm saying?
It's an enhancement. It's like if you had your special stat that you've been working on for a while, and this is a temporary boost to that stat. That's what it makes me feel like. And I've missed it, you know, like I mean, dude, I have so much opportunity to just always be high if I wanted to. But I would rather ease myself back into this because I know it works really well, you know. But if I go overboard too quick, it's going to turn myself off. I'm not going to want to fuck with it anymore, and that'll be it. And
well, just don't do anything extreme. Like stick with flour. Don't get into the oils and all that. It's just
hard whenever, one, it's available, and two, I used to be that way. So that's kind of like how I used it. You know, it's like, let's chief this down. If I did that now, I'd be
obliterated,
retarded.
Yeah,
it would not be good for me.
Right.
So, you know, like I think that just comes with age, that you start to understand what you need, and not in excess or not enough.
Right.
And you have to go through these periods with and without to know what's right for you. And now I'm seeing this as a type of medication, actually, not just saying it because it's hot, or like that's how you refer to it. I'm medicated, man.
Well, it's hot in Louisiana because it's new, but everywhere else is just normal.
I'm saying it right here. I'm going to be clear to have my card on that very soon.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it, but I'm really looking at it as just honestly like, man, this is just straight up medication that I need.
Right.
And that's why I'm excited, not because I get to be high.
It just sucks right now because the prices are so high at the dispensaries here.
It's ridiculous.
So once it's a little more normalized, it'll start to come down some. And they already have farms popping up. They got one right there in Bayou Blue. There's a cop that sits out there on a detail all night long protecting it. So
you think someone flew over that bitch with a drone yet?
I don't know about that, but I will tell you this. You're not going to tell me that the outlaws of the area ain't trying to get into that field.
You already know they're putting together a plan like a bald eagle plan.
Once again,
you come from the back, I'm gonna be on the 4-wheeler.
Exactly.
And you just fucking get it, Nate.
When you on the other side, I'll go caw caw.
You grab a couple sticks,
you get his attention. I'm gonna cut 3 or 4 of them fast.
I'm gonna put that in a garbage bag.
All of that for about 2 ounces of weed when it's on.
Yeah.
But it's good weed, bruh.
And, they'd see that as a win.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
brought a shrub back.
Yeah, don't do that, people. Don't do that. And by the way,
these aren't ideas.
we are the Dank Swamp Rebellion. We do not condone outlaws. Okay, people that do things illegally and keep limits that are bad and poach and all that and go on land that you don't own, don't do that. Don't do it. Like we don't approve of any of that.
No.
And if you think the outlaw lifestyle is cool, well, you're dumb.
And that's where I feel like people get mixed up with anarchy and outlaw.
Right.
And that's why the anarchist lifestyle has an outlaw stigma to it.
Right.
And it kind of is supposed to be there because it was told from ever to know that that's not a way to live, when it's really not true at all.
If you had a commune full of anarchists, they could probably all trust each other, but if you had a commune full of outlaws, no one could trust anyone.
There'd be one guy.
Yeah.
It'd be a Walking
It would
Dead
eventually would
situation.
be one guy, yeah.
Yeah.
It would just be, they would start picking off the dumbest, the smartest to the dumbest, so. But, it's coming up quick in the state. I'm super stoked about it.
We get to report on it
so
live,
where
man.
are you getting your weed from? So this bag, this bag of green goodness right here in front of me,
yeah,
this was given to me by someone as a present for 420.
Oh.
And we are supposed to test it on the air.
Oh.
You about that life?
Yeah.
So the turbines and the serpentines look good in this bud, whatever the hell that means. If that's even a thing.
The space bears and the snakes look good in this bud.
It's very light green. It smells like Mr. Clean.
Oh.
Some might be laced with.
That's pleasant.
I'm just kidding. No,
it does smell very
lemony.
Yeah,
I like that.
There's a citrus tinge.
So this person that gave this to me,
so that'd be Pine Sol.
I was gonna give them a shout out. They asked me to remain anonymous because they are a long time listener, but they don't want anybody to know their business, and I understand. But I think they got this green for me because they know I like the lime kind of citrusy flowers. So I have not tried this bud yet. I waited till the show. I wanted Tyler to be able to hit this too, even though he doesn't smoke. Today he is. But like you said, he's about to get back on that. And I'm about to do the same thing. We're going to go get our cards together. Aww. Same day. Yeah.
We should do that and go get our tattoos on the same day.
We'll go get tats. I'm going to get the Dank Swamp Rebellion skull tattooed on my forehead.
And I'll get a tramp stamp.
So fitting.
Yeah. It'll be cool.
I really think I want to get the tattoo of you riding me as Nessie. Though.
I've been thinking about that too.
That'd be a killer tattoo, man.
It would.
That'd be awesome.
We coming for you, Nick. Cop ahead. I know you want
to. Yeah, hook us up.
That's okay. So yeah, they definitely did most of my my right arm.
Cop ahead
is Nick.
Yeah, I hear a lot of good stuff out of there. That's Nick Hutchinson.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of good stuff about that cat. I hear it's pretty cool.
Yeah, super clean too, and fast.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That tastes delicious. Thank you, undisclosed listener, for that bud. Caca. The Caca Eagle.
Yeah, man. I think he smells it. He just looked. He was like peeking in. He was just like.
Oh. I'm leaving all this in.
I remember the 70s.
I used to beat off the Janis Joplin.
I bet she had the...
Because she looked like a boy I went to school with.
She had the stinkiest cooter.
Her cooter and her pits smelled exactly the same, like fish guts.
And this weed. She wishes. I hate and love that about this bayou.
I know.
That is literally over 20 years in the past here.
But also, sometimes the illiteracy makes them angry.
Oh.
You know, so like you're like, no, you're a dumbass. Then they get mad.
There is that too.
Yeah.
But the literacy do be real good sometimes. If you know what I mean.
Okay, so our guest has left. Back to what we were saying. We got this weed that tastes like Mr. Clean.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. This shit is good. Now, what? So you were gifted this bud to review on 420.
Yes.
And what would you say you would calibrate this for? Who's it for? Who's this for?
I'm not allowed to say.
Who is the bud for? Not where it comes from. Who needs this other than you?
Oh, me.
Not this bud. Not this.
What you mean?
Here. I mean this bud. Whoever this bud needs to be smoked by.
Oh, everyone.
It's not for a specific flavor profile.
No, like I like it.
No, this shit's for everyone, dog. Like, you should really
I'm
smoke
just
this
saying. I put an E for everyone.
Good for good.
And you can't say, no, this ain't for kids. Dude, if you got an 8-year-old that's an epileptic, give them some of this shit. They'll be fine.
Elevation is... What is it called? It has a name.
He told me, but I never remember. Even with my guy that I get from all the time, he's like, yeah, man, I got like this blueberry snurfle turd or whatever. And it's like, bro, I don't, just sell me the weed. I'm gonna smoke it fast and then when I can remember, by the time I get back to you, it's gonna be something else.
Yeah, but you're gonna be asking for that blueberry snurfle turd.
And he ain't gonna have it. He ain't gonna have it anyway. And always, like, bro, literally last week I went and bought some weed from him. He's like, man, this is all I got. And I'm like, what is this, dude? And it was eighths. It was all prepackaged eighths from the dispensary. And they were Obama runts. It's literally a picture of President Obama sitting on a throne with a blunt in his hand. And under him, he's sitting. The throne is on a cloud of weed.
That's a very liberal strain.
You're right. It made me want to grow breasts.
That's I'm glad we addressed that early. On.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't really ever remember the names. Like, he understands what I really like the strains that I like. So if he comes across it, he'll jump on it to grab it, you know.
You got a curator.
He knows if he it's 10 years now, so if he gets Jack Hara in any way, shape, or form,
you the first to
it's coming my way. Like one time, a couple months ago, he came to me. He's like, "Hey man, he sent me a picture. Said you want this?" And it was a 10-pack pre-roll of Jack Hara. So that was, I mean, wow, just a beautiful time in my life.
That's something for the books, you know. And
but the thing is like it's good to create that relationship.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, with your homie.
You have a personal curator.
Yeah, and he's great at it.
And knows your taste almost as good as you.
That's right, if not better. Because sometimes he'll be like, "Man, you gonna like this," and I'm like, he's like, because he told me he's like, "Man, this is all I got. These Obama runs," and I said, "All right," and he's like, "You gonna think it's all right?"
I like that. That's honest.
Yeah.
You know, because like
he knows
how many.
But he also knows too. He'll call me up and say, "Hey man, I got a whole like ounce of keef that I'll give you for like $50," and he knows I'll make like edibles and stuff with it. So that's pretty killer too. So all his shake, all his keef, I buy all that off him like wholesale.
Damn, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a time whenever every time you would go to buy some green, they were like, "Bruh, this shit right here, dude. This is it."
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's like, and they tell you the name. And it's like, man, let's just get that shit out the way. You know why we're here. You don't. You don't need
But the thing is this, whenever they tell you, like, I've never been that way, because real quick, when I started buying pot early on, I was like, hey, man, your weed's bunk. You know, I call them out, because I'm not giving you $60 to keep smoking bunk weed.
And look.
And a lot of people won't do that. I know people that are scared because they think drug dealers are hard, and it's like, first of all, this is just some little nerd who's trying to buy him a new PS5.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is how the world really works. Now, you probably don't see it if you don't live in this world, which we wouldn't blame you, but you have to understand, like, the little peons that you're dealing with are just trying to eat tonight. That's all it is. And I think what's interesting about that is if you have this curator, they're able to kind of pick out what you would really enjoy to obviously come back for more business. But they want you to be happy with what you got, because you got that kind of
But I'm going to tell you what aggravates me. All right? So I'm going to play both sides, because I'm going to bitch about the thing that I want.
Devil's banana kid.
That's it. So the state is going to make it legal, and now the federal government's out of it, so we can have dispensaries and all this crap, and it's all going to be fine. But this is the problem I have with that. I've been in dispensaries around the country that they have people that have degrees on botany that don't know crap about bud and don't know crap about people. They want to eliminate the drug dealers off the street, and they think this is going to eliminate some of those problems, and it's going to clear up some of the jail time and all this other crap. But let me tell you something. The guy I buy from, and yes, he's black, because I don't trust white people when it comes to my weed, because I've had bad experiences, but I've never had bad experiences with a black guy. So call it stereotypical, call it what you will, but it is what it is. And he's my homie, and me and him have become friends over the year, and I'll do anything for this cat. But he knows more about bud than those people will ever know. They won't even try and say, they always want to convict and say you're worthless because of what you've done to make a means for your family because of your situation, but they'll never give you an opportunity to get out of that by saying, bro, you know so much about, and they know who this guy is, they know what he's capable of. But to say, why don't they make a program to say these people that are gifted in that,
business people
that are street gifted, right?
Yeah.
Give them opportunities to better themselves in that. And maybe I'm insane, and maybe it's just 420 talking to my heart today, but I feel like, why is that not a possibility? I mean, this guy who makes more money, as much money as what a dispensary would, doing what he does, and he knows it, and he knows his clients, right? I'm just saying, like, it just sucks. Because that's the downside of our government. There's always the double-edged sword.
What if they started implementing that in schools as a tag program?
Yeah, you suck at everything else, you go and sell weed. You go and work in the weed field.
I mean, think about the potential.
Why not?
For the people that do this and have them it's almost like a rehabilitation type situation.
Well, also kids that grow up in harsh environments, it's a way. It's a way. At least they can do something.
And you still get to do what you do best.
Yeah.
So we're basically just, hey, giving you the opportunity to keep pursuing what you do, just in the right way.
Right.
And by right way, it's by the way the man says we need to do it.
Yeah, by the legal way.
You know? So you have...
When we should be able to grow it like tomatoes in our yard.
And pass it however we want.
Yeah. You had the crawfish ball, and everybody's passing a doobie. Bro, you ever seen somebody go apeshit over a token a joint? No. But I seen Papa beat the hell out of my mom getting too drunk.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the reality of it. People don't want to look at it for what it is. And I've said it 1,000 times. You go to an auditorium full of drunk people at a concert, and they all want to beat each other's ass. But you go to a pod concert, and everybody loves each other, and, oh, man, this is great, and everybody's beautiful. Why? Because weed does not enforce that type of anger in people.
No.
Unless you're psychotic.
In which case, you probably just need to smoke some more weed.
Yeah, you didn't smoke enough, or you didn't smoke the right kind.
Yeah.
Or you smoked too much.
Oh, bad.
Or you ate too many damn edibles and now you want to projectile vomit everywhere, because that's just the way it works.
Yeah, I'm looking outside as we're doing this show because it's so secluded and serene back here that I literally just watched that bald eagle go over the studio and into the distance as you were saying that.
Backing up the car this morning, headed down to Grand Isle Beach. I got the trees and the wine, she's got the money and the time and chase, here to see what she can see. Make a pit stop at Elmer's Island, cause we can't find a reason to not. With revolution in the air, love the way you wear your hair, and I think this joint would do just fine. My love for you grows, and the way that you roll that shows that you know, that you know, that you know. My love for you grows, and the way that you roll your eyes and smile, let me know that you know, that I know, that you know, that I know. Sitting on top of the levee, staring out over the waves, share a glass of sandy wine and we talk about good times and laughs we had along the way. We made a pit stop at Elmer's Island, cause we couldn't find a reason to not. With revolution in the air, love the way you wear your hair, and I think this joint would do just fine. My love for you grows, and the way that you roll that shows that you know, that you know, that you know. My love for you grows, and the way that you roll your eyes and smile, let me know that you know, that I know, that you know, that I know.
Connection that will help you find the place, the memories that you made, take with you to the end, spend love in your heart for your family and friends. Celebrate the grass, every moment here and past, it'll take you on a journey that's forever meant to last. It'll be a trip with man you lose all sense of time, and if you're smoking a record, then this joint will do just fine, fine.